I want to talk about the most underrated vegetable on the planet. Not kale, not spinach, not whatever superfood is trending this month. I'm talking about cabbage. Plain, ordinary, humble cabbage. Before you click away, hear me out. Because what the research on cabbage actually shows is genuinely surprising. This vegetable has been sitting in grocery stores for centuries, costs almost nothing, and quietly does things for your body that expensive supplements can't come close to. And right now, some of the most health-conscious people in the world are quietly eating a lot more of it. There's a reason for that. Let's get into it. The science starts here. Cabbage has been a staple across cultures for thousands of years. Sauerkraut in Germany, kimchi in Korea, braised cabbage across Eastern Europe, coleslaw across the Americas. People weren't eating it because it was trendy. They ate it because it worked. And now, modern nutrition science is catching up to why. A 2021 review in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences described cruciferous vegetables. The family cabbage belongs to as having some of the most clinically significant protective compounds of any food group studied. Not a supplement, not a pharmaceutical, a vegetable that costs $1 a head. So what is actually happening in your body when you eat it consistently? The sulforaphane story. There's a compound in cabbage called sulforaphane, and researchers are paying serious attention to it. It's produced when you chew or chop cabbage. An enzyme called myrosinase reacts with a precursor compound, and the result is something that activates a pathway in your cells that ramps up your body's own antioxidant and detoxification systems. A study in cancer prevention research found that sulforaphane helped inhibit the growth of cancer stem cells in breast tissue. Research from Johns Hopkins University found it had measurable effects on detoxifying environmental carcinogens in the body. And a trial published in JAMA Network Open in 2020 found that sulforaphane improved liver enzyme markers in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The practical point here, cooking destroys the enzyme that creates sulforaphane. Raw cabbage, in a salad, a slaw, lightly fermented, delivers significantly more of this compound than fully cooked versions. If you do cook it, adding a little mustard seed helps restore some of that enzyme activity. Small detail, real difference. What it does for your gut. This is where cabbage gets most interesting right now, because gut health is something almost everyone is paying attention to, and rightly so. Cabbage is rich in prebiotic fiber, the kind your gut bacteria actually feed on. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Microbiology found that cruciferous vegetable consumption was associated with significantly greater microbial diversity in the gut, and microbial diversity is one of the strongest markers we have for long-term gut health. But the real gut story is fermentation. A landmark 2021 Stanford study published in Celli compared a high-fiber diet to a high-fermented food diet over 10 weeks. The fermented food group, which included kimchi and sauerkraut, showed a significant increase in microbiome diversity and a measurable decrease in 19 inflammatory proteins. Proteins linked to type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and chronic stress. That's a dietary intervention, producing results that pharmaceutical research spends billions trying to replicate. Quick pause. If cabbage is starting to look a little different to you right now, hit the like button. It takes 1 second and genuinely helps this channel reach more people. Okay, back to it. What it does for your heart. Cabbage is one of the best dietary sources of vitamin K1, which keeps calcium in your bones where it belongs, rather than depositing it in your arteries where it causes damage. A large cohort study in the British Medical Journal, following over 33,000 women, found that higher vitamin K intake was significantly associated with reduced heart disease mortality. Red cabbage also contains anthocyanins, the same pigments that make blueberries famous, which multiple studies have linked to lower blood pressure and reduced arterial stiffness. A 2019 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people with higher anthocyanin intake had a 12% lower risk of heart attack. Red cabbage isn't just a prettier version. It's nutritionally distinct, and it earns a regular place on your plate. The anti-inflammation angle. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now understood to drive almost every major modern disease. Cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, many cancers. It's the silent thread connecting them. Cabbage contains several anti-inflammatory compounds alongside sulforaphane, including camphorol, a flavonoid shown to suppress pro-inflammatory signaling, and indole-3-carbinol, studied for its role in regulating estrogen metabolism and reducing inflammation in hormone-sensitive tissues. A review published in Nutrients in 2022 found that regular cruciferous vegetable consumption was inversely associated with systemic inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein and interleukin-6. In plain terms, people who ate cabbage regularly had measurably lower levels of the proteins that signal chronic inflammation, and that difference compounds over years and decades. Weight and blood sugar. Here's something practical. 1 cup of raw cabbage contains roughly 22 calories. It has almost no glycemic impact. It doesn't spike your blood sugar, and its fiber slows digestion, keeping you full longer. A study in appetite found that higher fiber, cruciferous meals led to significantly lower caloric intake in the hours that followed. Compared to lower fiber alternatives, you're not just eating fewer calories in the moment, you're eating fewer for the rest of the day. For anyone managing blood sugar, the picture is even more interesting. A 2020 study in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine found that fermented cabbage improved insulin sensitivity markers, and early human studies on fermented, cruciferous vegetables are beginning to show similar signals. How to actually eat it. Practically speaking, how do you eat more of it without it feeling like a health chore? Raw in a simple slaw with lemon, olive oil, and sea salt is one of the best quick sides you can make. Red cabbage gives you more anthocyanins. Add raw garlic, and you're stacking additional prebiotic benefits. Fermented is even better. A small portion of kimchi or sauerkraut with lunch or dinner is one of the cheapest, most effective gut health habits you can build. Lightly steamed with mustard and olive oil keeps a reasonable amount of the beneficial compounds intact for those who prefer it warm. The key is frequency over volume. A small amount most days beats a large amount once a week. With food as medicine, consistency is everything. Here's where I land. Nutrition research has spent decades chasing exotic, expensive solutions to modern health problems, and the data keeps pointing back to something simpler: diverse, whole, minimally processed foods eaten consistently over time. Cabbage isn't magic, but it's real. It's globally accessible. It works across every cuisine and cultural tradition, and the research behind it is genuinely strong. Try it for 2 weeks. Raw, fermented, lightly cooked. Whatever works for your kitchen. Pay attention to your digestion, your energy, your skin. The evidence says you'll notice something. If this video gave you something useful, please subscribe. I cover health and nutrition through the actual science. No fads, no supplement promotions, no agenda. Just research, explained clearly for people who want to make smarter decisions about their health. I'll see you in the next one.